Hey guys, Adam Rader here with Pillow Profits, and in this video we're going to cover how the safe zone works on the running shoe mockups. Now the running shoes are special because you only have to upload one image that wraps around the entire shoe. And in this image you're looking at right now, you can see that your art must be exactly 950 by 1197 pixels when you upload it into the app in a JPEG format, 300 DPI and CMYK color profile for the best accurate printing results. Now the cool thing about this template is our factory is going to print your design and wrap the art file all around the shoe just like in this image. Now you can see how we're going to cut out the stencil and wrap it all the way around the shoe. Now let's take a look at this template in a little bit more detail. First, you're going to notice a red dotted line. This is what's going to be visible from the top-down view. Now at the bottom of the red dotted line section is where the toe of the person wearing it is going to sit. Next, we have the sides. And this is the portion of your design that's going to wrap along the sides of the shoe. Now if you have text on your design, make sure that it's oriented correctly along the side and within this outer gray dotted line that you can see here. Last, we have the tongue portion of the shoe. Whatever art you put in this area will be printed not only on the tongue, but it's also going to be printed on the overlapping portion of the shoe body itself. Now, we recommend putting any important elements of your art on the toe region or along the sides because the tongue area is usually covered with shoelaces. Now, when you upload your artwork, make sure it takes up the entire green portion of the 950 by 1197 pixel JPEG all the way to the edges, or you can even go past the edges, which is really ideal. Now, if your art does not take up the entire green area of the template, your shoes are going to have blank bald spots. Now, this is an example right here of how you should be making your art. As you can see, it takes up the entire green area and even extends out a bit past the border. This is what is needed to cover the entire shoe. This example, however, is a bad or wrong example of how you can upload your art. As you can see, it doesn't take up the entire green print area, and you're going to have blank parts on your shoe when it's printed. So again, when you upload your art, make sure it takes up the entire green portion of the 950 by 1197 JPEG, and you can even have your art extend a bit beyond the green portion. In the next section, we're going to show you how to properly format and place your art so you can make sure that your main elements are within the safe zone using the template provided in the download link right beside this video. Okay guys, now in this section of the video, I'm going to show you how to put your final design onto the running shoe inside of the app and upload them into your store. So here you can see we have our final logo Pillow Profits design. And on the toe region of the template, we have our logo as a $sign. And then we've got this cool text running down the sides. So this is the orientation that you want to keep if you have text running down the sides. Now, as you can see here, our design is taking up the entire green section of the template. So if I flash between the template and our actual design, you can see that we're actually taking up the entire green portion of the design all the way out to the edges. Now, you can even go past the edges. You can take up this entire white space just to be safe. But for this example, I just wanted to show you that the most important thing when you're making a running shoe design is that your design comes all the way out past this green section. So as you can see, our final design does come all the way out to the edge and it takes up the entire green area. Now, if your design does not take up the entire green area, unfortunately, your running shoes are going to have blank bald spots and there's really nothing that we can do if that makes it into the production line. So again, we can't really stress enough how important it is that your design takes up the entire green portion of this template that we provide you. Okay, now that we have our design, I'm going to save it as a JPEG, and I'll see you inside the app where we're going to place this design right onto a running shoe mockup. Hey guys, so now we're inside of the Pillow Profits app and we've got the men's running shoe selected, and now we're ready to bring our art in. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice that's different about the running shoes is we're giving you a lot of different views and angles of the running shoe. The reason that we give you these different angles is so that once your art is uploaded, you can double check to make sure that your art is taking up the entire shoe, and also to make sure that your art is in the place that you want it from all the different angles. So let me show you right now how this works. So right here, you've got the right outside view of the right shoe, and right underneath that is the right inside view of the right shoe. And over on this side, we've got the left outside view of the left shoe. And right underneath that, we've got the left inside view of the left shoe. In the middle, you've got the top views of the left shoe and the top view of the right shoe. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to grab my art and I'm just going to drag it onto the top view of the right shoe. And as you can see, that art is loading onto the shoe. While that's loading, I'm going to grab the same art and I'm going to bring it onto the top portion of the left shoe. And as you can see, these are now loading onto the shoes. Now, due to the different angles, this can take anywhere from like 20 seconds to 1 minute to load onto the shoe. It just takes a little bit longer, but as you can see, we've now got the art onto the right shoe. And as you can see, now we can actually take a look at how our art was placed on the right outside and the right inside, as well as the top view. And just as we're checking to make sure that everything looks good, we can also now see the left shoe. And now we can see a view of the left outside, how that's going to look, as well as the left inner part of the shoe. So everything's looking great to me. And I'm going to name this shoe Pillow Profits Logo. And now, why don't we go ahead and add a women's shoe just for fun. Now, I've got a special design for the women's shoe that I'm going to drag in here. I'm just going to drag it onto the right shoe, and I'm going to drag it onto the left shoe. Now, we'll just give these a few seconds to load. And while that's happening, I'm going to name this the Pillow Profits Logo 2. And just like that, we can now see this design on the right shoe has loaded. So I'm just double checking everything to make sure that the coverage is how we want it and everything is oriented correctly. And while that's happening, the left shoe has now loaded. So you can see we get this full panoramic, every angle view of how our art is going to look on the shoe. Now, again, it's going to be your responsibility to check and make sure that your art is really covering the entire shoe. And the only way to ensure that, again, is to make sure that you're taking up the entire green portion of the template that we provide you inside of the app right here, where it says download our running shoe artwork template file. Now that the art has loaded onto the shoes, we're ready to review and publish these into our Shopify store. Okay, so now that we've got these loaded, you can see that the app has automatically placed the men's running shoe into this amazing running shoe art template where we've got these awesome views, a realistic view, and a guy that's actually wearing the shoes. And down here, we've got the same thing, but it's a female wearing the shoes. So these templates should really convert well in your store, and they look absolutely amazing. And give your customer the full view of the shoe so that they know exactly what they're getting. So I'm going to name this Awesome Running Shoes. And I'll set the price at $49.95 for the men's and $49.95 for the ladies. And now I'm just going to publish this into our Shopify store. Okay, so now that we've published it into our store, we can see the men's shoe and the ladies' shoe, and we've got all of the sizes here. All the variants are looking really good. And now let's pop into the sales page on the product page and take a look at that. Okay, so here we are on the product page, and as you can see, it's successfully published right into our store with these awesome mock-ups. And as you can see, we can switch between the men's and the women's. And it's really as simple as that. It just takes a couple minutes to make your design. And within a few seconds, you have these ultra realistic looking running shoes that are going to sell like crazy inside of your store. So if you have any questions, let us know. But again, we just want to stress the point that the most important thing on these running shoes is to make sure that your art takes up the entire template so that you don't run into any problems in the production process. If you guys have questions, hit us up at support@pillowprofits.com. Thanks.